Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to be working on leg warmers. These that I'm going to be making for the video are for my 3-year-old. However, I do tell you how to make them bigger if you're going to make them for an adult. So it's a very flexible pattern, really easy to do, really easy to follow along. So let's just go ahead and get started. So to begin, we're just going to be making a slip knot, and then we're going to make a chain as wide as we want the ribbing to be. So the ribbing that I have at the top and the bottom of the leg warmer, that's what we're making right now. So just make the chain as wide as you want that to be. And now we just chain an additional one, and then we're going to go back and chain a half double crochet in each of the stitches. So for a half double crochet, you yarn over and then you crochet a single crochet. So you just pull it through all 3 loops instead of through 2 loops. So I'm just going to keep making a half double crochet in each one of these stitches. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell you how to measure the length of this. So this is just how wide you want the ribbing to be. As far as how long you want it, you want to make sure that it wraps around your calf comfortably, or however high you want your leg warmer to go. For the one for the ankle, you also just kind of want to make it so that it fits comfortably. Okay, so I've reached the end of the row. So I'm making my last half double crochet and then chain 1, turn our work around. Okay, and here, you see this first set of V's at the very top of the project? Now if you turn it to the side, you're going to see a second set of V's. You're going to be working on the very bottom part of it. So go through just the bottom loop. There we go. And that's going to give it the ribbing effect. So if you just work a half double crochet into each one of the bottom loops of the bottom set of V's, we'll start working. This is going to become the back side of the ribbing. So I'll just keep working on these. I will see you in a bit. So I'm going to get to this last stitch over here, and I'll do the same. So it's just my half double crochet, and we chain 1. Now this is going to be the front. So once we turn it over, this is the front of our work. So, and this one's the same. See, we have all the top V's and then the front V's. So now we're going to work on the back. So the top V's, we're going to work on the back loop. So we just half double crochet in the back loop of the top set of V's. So I'll just keep working my half double crochets, and I'll see you here in a minute. Okay, so now I've reached the end of the row, and see, this is the front part. So you can very clearly see the ribbing now, and the back part's kind of flush. So we're just going to keep working the same way. So now this next row, we're going to turn it around, and we're going to work on the bottom loop of the bottom set of V's. So just like we did, not this row that we just finished, but the previous row before that. So I'm just going to work this same pattern, because then after this row, we do the other row where we work at the top set of V's. So it's just a repetition of those 2 rows to create the ribbing effect. So I'm just going to keep crocheting several of these rows until I get about 7.5 inches. That way it fits my kid's ankle. And she's a 3-year-old, so. All right, so now that I've finished, we're going to fold it in half, and I'm going to use the ribbing on the outside because we're going to stitch it together. So we're just going to go through all of the loops, and then I'll just yarn over and pull it through all of the loops. And then I'm just going to secure it all by making a slip stitch in every single one of the stitches, and that way it sews it together. So in order to get the right size on this, you're going to want to measure the ribbing band that we just made, just to make sure that it fits you. If you're going to be making it for yourself, just make sure it fits comfortably on your ankle and wherever you want it to go. So if you want it to go just below the knee, make sure that it fits right below the knee and it's very comfortable. Same goes for if you want them to go like up on to the thigh, then that's fine. Just make sure that you measure it and make sure that it's very comfortable on you. Like I said before, this is for my 3-year-old. So for the bottom band, it's going to be about 7.5 inches, and then for the top band, I need it to be about 8.5 inches, and that way it fits her. It doesn't fit her too tight because this is for her ballet class and she needs to be able to move her legs comfortably. So I just made it a little looser on top so it was just a bit more comfortable. So now that I've reached the end and I've finished stitching this, I'll finish this up, and you're going to want to make a second one of these as well. So this is just the demonstration for how to make one of them. Make sure that you make the remaining ones. So you're going to need 3 more. So you're going to need 2 for the top, and then 2 for your angles. So I'll just get this all cut and pull the little end through this last stitch over here, and we're going to stitch that up later. So now for the body of it, I'm going to use a waffle stitch. So I'm just going to need to make a slip knot, and then my chain is going to be the height of my the leg warmer. So depending on how high you want it, if you want it to go up to your thigh, or if you wanted to go to your half of your calf, just make it however long you want. So now to continue working on this one, I had to make a chain 2, and then we're going to double crochet in each of the stitches. So I made my chain as long as I wanted my project to be, and then I added 2 more chains, and then I went back 2 chains and started double crocheting. So it's just going to be a double crochet in each stitch, and I'm just going to make this one's just a very short demonstration because I had already made the other parts before I started filming this. So I'm just showing you how to make the waffle stitch if you're not entirely sure how. Okay, so now we finished our first row. We're going to chain 2, turn our work around, and I'm going to make a front post double crochet. So I'm going to insert my hook behind the post, and then I'm going to just pull through some yarn, and I'm going to complete my double crochet. So in the next 2 stitches, I'm just going to crochet a regular double crochet just in the normal stitch, and then I'm going to make a front post double crochet, and then the next 2 stitches are just a regular double crochet. Get the yarn out of the way. And then another front post double crochet. And then my last one is just a regular double crochet, and I'm going to make 1 more double crochet in the chain space. I'm going to make 1 more, and that will just add to the height of it'll add to the edging, of the project. And then we chain 2, and now we're going to work backwards. So here where we made our regular stitch, we're going to make, let me flip this around so you can see it. So these we're going to be crocheting differently. So this was a regular double crochet, so now we're going to make it a front post double crochet. This part, that's the raised part, we're going to make a regular double crochet. And then for the next 2 stitches, it's front post double crochets. So we're doing the exact opposite of what we did the previous row. And that way these will get pulled back, and then this front one that we're going to make a regular double crochet, it's going to push it forward. So it's going to give the illusion of a waffle. So I'll just finish these right over here, and then this last one is a regular double crochet, and then I need my last double crochet, which is right here in this chain space, and this row is done. So we chain 2, and then we go back to the front and see how we've created the edges. So now we do the same. So these raised ones, we're just going to keep working as a front post. These in the back just become regular double crochets. And then this raised one is a front post. There we go, and these 2 are regular ones, and it just becomes a lot easier to see by about the 3rd or 4th row. So you won't really even have to think about it. And always remember to do the very last double crochet of the row. So don't skip that one. Okay, and I need to grab some more yarn. And then we chain 2, turn our work around. See, and it's becoming a lot more visible now. So the ones that are now raised, you work as a front post double crochet, and then this one's a regular double crochet, and then these next 2 are front post double crochets, and so forth. So make this project, so now you made your chain as high as you want the project, make this as wide around as you want, so that it fits completely around your calf. So in my case, it's going to be a little bit bigger, so that you have enough space to like put them on. So I used just a little over 9 inches for it to fit comfortably on my kid's leg. So that was the waffle stitch. So get all your pieces together, and then we can work on the rest of it. So now that I've got all my pieces, see, I've got my 2 bands, and I've also got all of my waffle stitch. So that's the body of it. Now we're just going to stitch it together. So I'm just going to crochet it together, and you could do this in 2 ways. you can just fold it in half and crochet it this way. Make sure it is the part that will fit around your calf comfortably. So you can crochet it this way. I prefer to fold it inside out and then to crochet it together. So I'm going to do that. So for that I need to grab my yarn and then my hook, and I'm just going to make it go through both sides, so both ends of the waffle stitch. So I'm just going to pull both of my threads through, and now I'm just going to make a single crochet. Well, I'm going to knot this first just to make sure it's not going to come undone, because I'm just going to weave this end through, and that way I can just hide it. So I'll just crochet it under. So you can do two things. You can either do a slip stitch. So here I'll crochet a couple of them as a slip stitch. And I mean, that works to stitch them together. Or you can also work single crochets in each of the stitches. That's really up to you. So I'm just going to finish this off by just crocheting everything as a single crochet, because I just work a lot quicker with a single crochet. So I'll go ahead and just stitch this all up and then show you how to attach the two bands. So now that I've finished, I'm going to leave my little leg warmer inside out, and then I'm just going to insert the ribbing right side in like this, or right side out, I guess. And that way when I flip my leg warmer or back the way it's supposed to be, everything will be on the same side. So just make sure that all my edges are aligned. There we go. And I'm just going to make a slip stitch in every one of the stitches this time. So that way it just gives it a very, like a stitched look. So you can use a slip stitch or a single crochet, doesn't matter. That way you can attach it together. Just make sure you make one in every one of the stitches all the way around. So I'll just start working on this and show you how I'm going to do this for just a little bit. And make sure that you do this with both sides of your leg warmer. So okay, so I'll just keep working my way around this and show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay, so I have finished stitching everything together, and now I just have to weave in my ends. So for this you're going to need a yarn needle, and you can just, or any kind of needle. I'm using a tapestry needle because I just prefer those. They're not as wide. So I'm just going to make a knot, make sure that everything is going to be secured. And then I'm just going to just weave all my ends through. So make sure you get all of them in. That way, especially if it's for like a small person, like a 3-year-old or whatever, so that they don't pull the ends out and then just end up unraveling any of your work. So, because I've had that happen before. So don't want that. So I'll just keep working on all of my ends, and well, here I'll just show you what this looks like, and then I'll just weave in my ends later. So if I flip it the right side out, this is what the edges look like. Make sure everything is out. And let me pull my camera back a little bit so you can see it as well. And there we go. So that's what it looks like. So now at this point you can add any kind of like a ribbon or buttons. Like I'm adding buttons to mine. Let's see, so I've got my little buttons. And that's it. So there we go. My buttons are attached and I am done. Be sure to leave any questions or comments down below. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you like this type of videos, give it a thumbs up so that I know that this is what you want to see. And yeah, thanks for watching.